Now hang on a minute. Fabiano Caruana is the world number 3. I mean, yes, magnetic candle spank is number 1, but still, you are not supposed to do this to a top 3 player in the world with the black pieces in Title Tuesday, the greatest online weekly chess tournament. This was a game played in early March, final round, Magnus with black going for an Imzo Indian, and after e3 he goes for, drum roll, what's the latest weird and wacky opening? The St. Petersburg variation. Now fine, okay, looks kind of normal stuff, but it's a whole mix on the move orders here. If you want to go super deep on your openings, obviously use Lotus Chess. The link is in the description. I love it. So many other people are giving great feedback. You're not meant to move the same piece twice, but when you're as good as these guys, you break the rules. You give up the bishop pair, which is what we now see. Magnus tucks this one in. Lovely jubbly down this diagonal. Pawn a3 puts the question. You could definitely give the bishops back here. Bit of d6 action. Castles. Get the knight out. Maybe play for dark squared pawn breaks. But Magnus decides he wants to play with the bishop bear, leaves them on, Fabi rotates the knight around, and what do we get in response? We absolutely love to see it. Pawn h5, uber aggression, voted one of the greatest pawn pushes in history by these guys, the Global Chess Committee. They're highly astute. Now we see this pawn thrusting through the centre, trying to blunt out the bishop, and so Magnus carries on the side of the board. Typical way to play when you're getting hit in the centre. This knight now drops back, and he glides on by. Okay. Looks slightly strange out on a limb, but this bishop's got its eyes open. It's all good, but hang on a minute. After the aggressive castle's queenside, no more. The bishop is trapped. Where's it headed? Okay, don't worry. There's an option. g4 now from Fabi. Very, very aggressive move. We love to see it, and I'm really drawn towards playing knight d7 here, simply for the fact that if you take en passant, you let this knight out the box. I mean, where's it going right now? Really, very, very grim. However, it isn't the way to go. Knight d7. This is analysis mode. White can start thrusting, and this bishop's running kind of short of squares, which means the queen's running short of squares, which means the king can't castle. If you go this way, it looks really dangerous. So actually, more important than boxing this knight out is playing en passant. Obviously, Magnus bellows it in his best French accent. Fabi decides to recapture with the knight. Of course, pawn not playable. Rook drops. This pawn was playable, but different game. Let's crack on here. Magnus gets his bits out. Always do it at the chessboard. Always play king b1 as well. g6 now dominates this knight here. And after bishop d3, Magnus now shows great positional understanding. How are you going to develop if your bishop's in the way? And actually it stands better here than here. Fine, let's keep going. Bishop back to c2. Not the best, but a logical idea. Now we see queen e7, and Fabi roars like a mighty chess lion as he peels open the centre of the board. But it's okay. Magnus has got it covered. He should castle queenside. It is just the move to play, then a bit of king b8 action, and so on. But he plays the very ambitious pawn f5. Not yet castling, allowing Fabi knight b5 hitting the pawn, and now if you castle to cover, you drop this one. Check, king goes, and the knight can even just drop back. Well, you have to drop back. And white's won a clean pawn, and a big pawn at that. So we didn't see castles, we saw the very, very stinky king d8. Oof, Magnus breaking all the rules. Fabi decides that this one had no prospects over there. Understandable, starts manoeuvring. You never play this right now and give the square. So this was the game. Knight dropping back. King c8, Magnus getting on his running shoes. We know he loves a little jog. Queen f7 covers this pawn, and now we see pawn e4, a wonderful pawn cube on the board, also known as the pube.
Every man knows the fear of that close shave just down below the waistline, but with the Lawnmower 5.0 I've managed to checkmate that fear. I've had the privilege to try the new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, and trust me, it's an absolute banger. It's a game changer.
We also have a bayonet pawn structure, many things going on at once. King b8 from Magnus, undeterred, he just keeps running. He even gives a pawn here, and he shows such good understanding, realizing that he can allow the entire pube to be shaved, give Fabi a whole pawn, and still be banging this game. Because yes, you're down a pawn, but look at the activity for the pieces. And the board is opening up, typically favours the bishops. So fine, level game right now. We see Queen f4, and it's a massive blunder actually. What should be played? Bit of knight d4 action. Queen d4. Okay, different ideas. This is a blunder for one specific reason. Can you find the killer shot for black? It's bishop c8. Very easily missed. The big problem is the rook has got no squares that are safe. These minor pieces doing a great job of boxing it in, and the queen stopped the retreat. This is the problem. So this was the game. Knight d4 was tried, saying fine, you're taking, you're winning an exchange, but look at my knife on f5, forking these two. Queen saved, of course. Apparently rook a to f8 was better. Counter shot on the queen, but this is what happened. a4 now from Fabi, trying to peel open things against the king. And what's so cool about this game is the backfire we now see. Watch this. Magnus drops back, lines up against the king. a5 peels open this one. Rook therefore covering. Rook f1 puts maximum pressure on that loose bishop. And knight d7 is therefore selected by Magnus, adding protection, also remanœuvering, and also opening the eyes. Let's see what happened. Magnus has his bishop attacked here. Bishop e5 is looking so natural to me. I'd be playing it in a heartbeat. Queen e3, then you could even take here, or step away with the king, threaten to take, open the rook's eyes, but not played. Magnus instead selects b takes on a5, actually the best move. I don't know how he sees this stuff so well, understanding that actually giving the bishop is good for black here. I mean, it's all pretty good at this stage, but this is actually the top way to play, and it's really not easy for white to cover this stuff. What's the top line? Check. King a8 I thought, but no, knight c5. What next? Knight d4 or queen d4, block the diagonal. None of it played. We didn't see takes. We saw this check, king backing up, and now again no takes, but bishop a4. And fair play to Fabi. He's going for the kind of counter shots. Ambitious blitz chess counterplay is how you really need to go in blitz. Rook takes on b2 check. We have seen his results improving, by the way, as an aside. And now knight e5. All of Magnus's pieces really starting to flow at this stage. Still we don't see takes. I mean, surely that's the move. No, yes we do. Ignore me. No, we don't. I'm mixing up the knights. It's knight f takes on d6. And all hell is breaking loose on the board. You can actually take this one, which is the most natural move. And after rook takes, queen b8, the attack rages on. But in the game, Magnus didn't even touch the knight. He played the absolutely excellent queen to b8, supporting the rook and threatening this monster check on b1. Everything starts flowing from there. You know, this could collapse if this ever moves. The queen could join the party in the right line. The rook from the second rank. So in the game, knight c3 to cover the b1 square, but Magnus now shuts the trap. A double brilliancy to finish this epic game. Rook h takes on h2 is the starting move. There's a mouthful. This was played in response. Complete blunder, but actually all moves were terrible and they're low on time here. Magnus now has mate in 5. Can you find the brilliancy which starts the combination? It's rook b1, check. Knight takes, queen invading, king steps over, knight drops, and here we saw resigns. Because queen blocks is your only move. You've been ladder checkmated otherwise. And after this, you don't take, you check from here. If the queen blocks, bang. And if the king steps, bang. Magnus takes it home, 42 moves. He finished second in the tournament overall. Check out the video on screen in case you missed his fascinating game against Cena Move Ahead. And of course, don't forget Lotus Chess, link in the description. It really is a fantastic way to learn openings. Thanks a lot for watching and hope to see you again soon. Cheers.